What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles. You are listening to Lyles Movie Files. We have what I expect to be a very heated and fun show today because we are going to talk about all of the crappy comic book movie and TV performances. So we have shows and movies from way back in the day right up until this year. So we'll see what happens. But let's kick things off by saying what's up to the fellas. Chief, what's going on with you, man?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Jace, how about you, little brother?
I'm back after vacation, well rested, couple shades darker. So the movie casting people are gonna have issues, but I think I'll be okay. But otherwise, I'm ready to start doing some podcasting. All right.
Jay King, what's shaking?
what is good, Mr. Lyles, man? I'm feeling great, man. Long, hard day at work. Long, rough work week. Get to chat with my mans, man, and entertain the people, man. We're gonna get to share our summer fun with you all for another round, man. So let's get to it.
Let's get to it. I'm excited. I already have my dummy of the week all queued up, locked and loaded. But first, let's talk about today's topic. We've been in an amazing golden age of comic book films where Avengers Endgame is the highest grossing film of all time. And we've seen so many great comic book movies over the last 11 years that sometimes it's easy to forget that not all of these comic book performances were great, good, or even passable. So now we're going to break down all of the ones that we thought sucked, that were just really terrible and awful. I don't want to give any examples because I'm quite sure we're going to hear pretty much all of them. And if we miss some of the gaps, we will take care of it. And this time, I keep meaning to do this every time we do these top 10s, but after we all go through our top 10 choices, we are going to come up with the definitive Lyle's Movie Files podcast top 10 worst comic book performances of all time. So let's get the drum roll ready and let's see who will go first. Since you've been hard at work, Jace, let's start with you.
We're gonna lob this up with, as much as we all loved the Christopher Nolan Batman. We have to go back to where it all started from, and that for you know two, one was hot, one was the other was ew. Batman's. And I was just using the Jay-Z line, not saying I didn't like Batman and Batman 2. But the other two came up with some great, horrible performances by actors. One of them was Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze and Batman and Nipples. That Mr. Freeze was just utterly like, if I had something to throw at the TV or movie screen and wouldn't get kicked out, I would have done it. And if I actually had watched that in movie theater, I probably would have still thrown something at it every time Mr. Freeze came on, just to get kicked out.
I'm pretty sure we did see that at the theater. I remember apologizing to you all after we watched them.
I think that is accurate. Right, but the Mr. Freeze portrayal was just complete garbage. I mean, it was just like, who wrote this crap? Wait, it wasn't the guys who wrote the other two that were actually decent? Oh, we decided to get the producer and let him write it. Great call.
You know what's funny about Mr. Freeze, though? I feel like singling any one person in Batman and Robin is just like so unfair. Everything about that movie is terrible. I was thinking about Jeep Swanson for Bane, but I was like, really? Does he deserve any more blame than anybody else in that movie? Shut up.
You mean the Bane that wasn't a talking Bane, but a big drum? Yeah. A talking flower? Like.
All right. So that's your number one.
Okay.
Who's your number two?
That is a number one. Number two is from a very recent movie. And I'm going to go with Mr. Ezra Miller as the Flash in Justice League. I was actually at the front of the screen of Justice League, and every time he talked, is Flash, I also wanted to throw something in the screen. And luckily it wasn't like 3D because I would have thrown my 3D glasses at the screen, then picked them back up and got in my front row seat to watch that movie. His performance is just not it basically helped kill the idea of a Flash movie. It was just like oh, I'm too scattered, blah blah blah. It's like super ADD, but it was like, no, I don't want like this stupid Flash where he just completely didn't fit in, which is horrible. And yeah, so that is my number 2 pick.
Right.
My number 3 is muted Deadpool from Wolverine Origins. I wanted to attribute this to Ryan Reynolds, but I'm probably sure I need to attribute it to Ryan Reynolds and Ray Parks for not saying, "Are you kidding me? Like, do you know who Deadpool is?" Thankfully, Ryan Reynolds actually said, "You know what? These guys are idiots, so we're just going to act like Wolverine Origins didn't happen." And we do appreciate him very much for leaking in the trailer to thankfully not have that be the last we actually saw of Deadpool. But muted Deadpool from Wolverine Origins definitely makes the case.
Okay.
Next, I'm going to go with Ben Foster for his epic performance as Warren Worthington, a master killer of stealth from X-Men Last Stand. That literally is what they actually said, like on the trailer. Like I don't know if it was like on the action figure or something. Like he's a lethal strike. I'm like, it's Angel. What are you talking about? And his like, just hey, I've got wings. Oh, this is so ridiculous. It's like, yeah, this is why I actually agree with Jeff that the next X-Men thing should really have a Warren Worthington who gets the crap beat out of him to become Archangel. Just once again to remind you, like, Angel should have been a better character in that movie, but everything in X-Men Last Stand is just trash. So
Angel's a very dated character when you introduce anybody else who can fly. When X-Men started, it was like, oh, okay, he can fly. But once Storm came into the table, it was like, well, yeah. And then you had Sunfire, Banshee. It's like, well, all he does is fly. So when he became Archangel, it was like, oh shoot, he's got this bad '90s edge. But yeah.
So that was. Next, I'm going to is you guys kind of mentioned that I would actually kind of blocked out a little bit, but I had actually just watched probably, let's say, in the last 5 years, I watched all of Lois and Clark, and one performance stood above the rest is just complete garbage. I'm talking about Mr. John Shea as Lex Luthor. Yeah. This dude's performance as Lex Luthor was such garbage. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, who's afraid of these? Oh, I'm sorry if I'm like sounding like I'm groaning and just making inaudible noises, but that is literally his performance as Lex Luthor. Just, oh, God, oh, God, oh, ah. It was just horrible. It was just, is anyone supposed to be afraid of him? Is he supposed to be intimidating, smart, or anything? Because I never got that from any of his performances, Lex Luthor. Next, we're going to go with the biggest and baddest vampire of them all from Blade 3, Mr. Dominic Purcell. And yes, this might not have anything to do with him as an actor, because he's actually pretty entertaining as Heatwave. And I'm sure he was very good at everybody who loved Prison Break. But whoever his agent was, who didn't say, hey, are you going to make Dracula like badass or anything? Nah, man, we're just going to make him kind of brooding. He's going to have a soundtrack every time he walks, and he's not going to do anything that Blade can't do. What?
You're right. That was music every time. This guy walked. You are absolutely right. I hate Blade 3. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the show, Gunner.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry. I just laughed at the soundtrack part, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I totally remember that.
It's like, if you like, and I'm a fan of, what is it? What that was, at that point was Deep House. I think that's one. But that one is just like, yeah, we're going to make the soundtrack the movie. You gonna actually make a movie? Nah, man, F that. We're gonna make a soundtrack with a movie attached to it. All right. And Dominique Purcell's useless Dracula, which was nowhere near even as cool as the Reapers of Blade 2. So I'm gonna have him take the brunt on that one. Next, I'm gonna go with Anne Hatch from Superman Unbound. This is literally like I don't if you've never watched this Superman movie, it's supposed to be like an origin film for Supergirl, and they basically had to rewipe it 2 seconds later.
Rewipe it and rewrite it.
Oh yeah, it was completely horrible. So they just came up with Superman, Batman, whatever the one they did with Apocalypse. Yeah, but this one was supposed to be based off a Jeff Johns graphic novel, which was actually really good. And actually, I know a couple podcasts ago when we were talking about Superman franchise, I think this is actually one of the ones you start with. But Anne Hatch's Lois Lane was, I'm the investigative reporter, but yet I kind of want to make. I know you have to go save the world, but can you do that on your time and not my time? It was just like, why are y'all making Lois Lane such a jerk? It's like, it's Superman. Like, you can't sacrifice a little bit. And her voice acting in that it was just not good. I mean,
You always hated on that, but I thought she was fine.
I did. I have always hated on it. I will continue to hate on it. That's why I made the list.
There you go. All right, so Anne is number 7. Who's number 8?
Oh man, that's easy. I'm gonna go with Thomas Hayden Church as Sandman in Spider-Man 3. Because Sandman and everybody else attached to that movie should also equally have the what? Y'all, why are we making Sandman a good guy redeemed? He's like just a brute of sand. Like they're just like, oh yeah, we think Tobey Maguire really wants to show his range and his dancing skills in this movie, so we're not gonna build up old Sandman, but he's gonna be a great CGI character. What? Nah, he's got to take the brunt on that.
I'm very curious to hear who your next 2 choices are.
Oh man, my next one. Oh man, I'm gonna bring it back to one of the excellent performances of Batman cinematography. I mean, like, how the first time you saw Aaron Eckhart as Two-Face, you were just captivated, just like, man, he's just gripped the scene, man. This is just wow. This is gripping, man. I wish did they ever use Two-Face? Sadly, the answer is yes. And they used him in Batman Forever. And that dishonor goes to Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. He and the Riddler basically decided to crap on the characters of their namesake and make them not entertaining, over the top, ridiculous, and also tried to make sure you never wanted to see another Batman movie again. So he definitely goes on my list as that one. And because I know some of you guys are I'm going to be slightly nice, but I'm going to go with, my last one is going to go with, is Adam Baldwin from Superman Doomsday as Superman. Because that was one of the original DC animated movies, and trying to jam Adam Baldwin as this noble Superman, you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound right. It's just never came off good, and then you had to deal with the fact it's like, this movie is complete garbage. It was such garbage that they had to 10 years later do another remake and actually do it justice for it. So since he is one of the lead characters and his voice acting was not great, I'm also going to give Adam Baldwin as my last worst comic book performances.
You have surprised me greatly with your choices.
I went broad on this one.
You did. You went really surprising. You shocked me, actually. All right, so we'll see if any of your choices make our final top 10. I think you've got some really good nominees in there, though.
I think I do. But,
yeah,
the animated ones might not, but the other ones, they're complete trash.
All right. Chief, let's hear your list.
All right. So I'm not as in-depth as my man with the
the names. Sometimes I don't even know the names of the people who played them. So, and sometimes I just can't remember the names. All right. I'm gonna start off with John Leguizamo as the clown in Spawn.
Oh, damn it. Leave it to Chief to always take my number one as like his number two.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what?
Good.
You know what, man?
It's all good. It needs to go on the board it needs to go on the big board though, so I'll definitely nominate it again.
Okay.
I remember watching this movie and being like, what the fuck? Who? What is this about? You know what I mean? Like, you want to watch the movie and be like, yeah, I just couldn't get over this clown villain. I'm like, man, it don't remind me of the Flintstones when the bad one with Halle Berry, not when I say the bad one, the Halle Berry one when the villain in there, and you like, God, this movie sucks. And I just remember wanting to like it because, you know, the concept was so cool, and Michael J. White is such a good like action fighter, and I just remember watching that joint, and every time the clown came on, I was like, gosh, and I would just look at the exit, like, you know what I mean, just look over at it, like, did I walk out? You know, but I paid, you know what I mean? Like, who would I be making this statement for?
I think that was one of the few movies that I actually really dig. We actually went and saw that late night movie, and it was just like, yeah, I'm good on not being home at 2:00 to finish watching this movie.
Yeah. It was garbage. It was garbage to the fullest. Number 2 on the list, and these are in no particular order. The X-Men Apocalypse villain.
That's crazy.
And you know, I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't even remember how that movie ended. I know I was there. You know what I mean? Like, I know I was in the theater during the time of this movie. Like, I know I watched it. Or well, as I said, I know I was present. I'm not gonna say I watched it. At some point in the movie, you know, I was just there. I was just in my head, you know, maybe doing my taxes, you know, can people die of athlete's feet? That type thing. You know what I mean? When you just start to get in your mind, you start to think crazy thoughts. That's how I feel like Apocalypse did me, man. I didn't have any interest in the villain. I was just, and like I said, I don't know how the movie. I don't know how the movie ended. I can't remember. I don't know if I'm not supposed to remember.
Jean turned into the Phoenix, but we weren't supposed to remember that when Dark Phoenix came out.
Oh, is that what happened? I don't even remember. You know how? Yeah, well, the X-Men, you know, yeah. Well, let's not get on the X-Men, but we're going to get on the X-Men in a minute. The Justice League Doomsday. So
wait.
Out,
so the Justice League movie, the Batman versus Superman Doomsday.
The Batman versus Superman.
That's CGI, man. That's the CGI character.
It's a CGI character, but it's still a bad villain.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's still a bad villain to me. I understand it's a CGI character, and a lot of CGI characters are some actor with little white balls on them, and they just imprint a person over them. So someone probably acted out a lot of those scenes. I'm just saying that you know, I mean, hell, we've got comic book characters for a bad voice. You can get a bad CGI, and that to me is a horrible CGI character. I remember watching that ending and thinking to myself, damn, you know, they've screwed this franchise. All right. So here's the other one. The Wolverine, when he went to Japan and he fought the Silver Samurai. Is that who he is? Who is that guy?
You talking about the old man version or the
Yeah,
young?
the old man. The old man. When he was old, and then he got into his little samurai suit.
Yeah, I'm looking it up for you. Yeah, I really
Yeah,
liked that movie right up until that point. Like, really liked it.
that's what I'm saying. Till the villain came out. So you were watching a movie, and then you were like, you know what I mean? Y'all about to screw the pooch, aren't y'all? And sure enough, here they go. And I just remember watching it, and this, like, did this man save you from a nuclear explosion? And in the end, this is how you repay him? All right, So I hated that villain. Matter of fact, they cut off Wolverine's claws in that, which I didn't understand. Like, what are you doing? You remember they cut off his claws?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, like, in the next movie, he had his claws back. Like, but the thing was, underneath the adamantium knives, there's bone. It's supposed to be bone. So you know what I mean? You got rid of the bone, and then I don't know, man. I hated that villain. Dumbass villain.
Yep. Okay.
The Jamie Foxx Electro. Is that what he's supposed to be?
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx Electro, man. And I think what annoyed me the most about the Jane coming out, first and foremost, was that he was confused. Oh, no. What's happening? Oh, Spider-Man. Oh. All right. I'm just going to kill everybody. I'm like, what? And then he was just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, geez, man, this. Yeah. All right. So, Jamie Foxx Electro garbage. I know his name, but I can't think of his name right now. Because he was in 9.5 Weeks with Kim Basinger back when we were young and we wanted to see 9.5 Weeks. And the dude didn't look crazy like he does now.
Talking about Mickey Rourke?
Mickey Rourke. My man.
Now, what is he on the list? Oh, Whiplash?
Iron Man 2. Yes, sir, you have got it correctly.
My bird.
You didn't even... Listen, man. Right. This is not my bird. Listen, man. Like, let's just, can we talk for a second, realistically, just for a second? Iron Man has fought the Hulk. He's fought Thor. He's fought Captain America. Why would Whiplash give him anything but 1 or 2 seconds pause? Like, they made a whole villain out of a dude with 2 whips. And I couldn't figure out what was so great about this villain. I mean, literally, you could hit him from a block away. He wasn't invulnerable. There's no special skin, no special alloy over his body. He was just a guy with 2 whips. And we had to see a whole movie about him.
Chief, he wasn't just a guy with 2 whips. He was a fat, shirtless. He was a fat, shirtless, botched plastic surgery.
Gelatinous. Listen, guy with 2 whips
and a bird.
So that's what we was with that one. So we watched this guy, this whole, and then most of the scenes. I mean, like, well, who wasn't bored to death? Like, we was just sitting there bored to death. Hey, man, people are supposed to be able to get into the suit. Robot the better. I'm just like, so, okay. So that's the whip. And on my paper, I got him as Whip Guy because I couldn't think of Mickey Rourke's name. All right.
I think it is Anton Benko.
Here we go with another person's name I don't remember. The Superman 4 villain.
The nuclear man.
The nuclear man.
Fun dude.
Let me tell you, man. I loved the Superman series. I even liked Superman 3, which was technically, if you watch it, has an adult.
I like
Superman 2
Superman
was the
3.
best to me.
Get it.
So
I like Superman 3.
Superman 3 was comedy, in a sense. It was kind of pure comedy. Richard Pryor, they wanted to bring a comedic entity into a show that was already silly in a sense. Because I mean, if you watch Superman, there's still. I remember he was throwing. It might have been General Zod, and he was swinging him. He had him by an arm and he had him by a leg, and he was swinging him around in a circle about to throw him. And the crowd was like, "Whoa!" You know what I mean? Like he was hula hooping, and then he flung him into the Coca-Cola sign.
Hey, Chief, I'm not going to have you talk bad about Superman 2, though.
No. That's what I'm saying is Superman 2 had a comedic sense. Superman 3, they wanted even more comedy.
Yes.
I'm saying, but even so, I still liked it. I'm saying Superman 4, they were just like, we're going to take all the comedy out of here. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I mean, the villain, like, you remember when his fingernails grew and he slashed?
Yeah.
Like, no, dude. I remember watching that
He just
scene.
cut the back of his neck. I was like,
right.
So he just cut the back of his neck.
And
So the villain has long fingernails.
Right. Then you see Superman again, and he's an old man.
Yeah, because that was what the nuclear did to him or some shit. I don't know.
Right. Hold on. But then you take it, and then you take Superman, right? He puts him in an elevator, right? Flies him up to the moon. When it's on the dark side of the moon, goes, does whatever he does, and then waits till the sun. Why didn't you just put a little hole in the moon, cover him up, and then you didn't have to fight him again?
Is that what he did?
I mean, no, that's what I'm saying. But why didn't he?
I mean, did you first cover his origin, though, Chief? How he became to be?
It's fucking pubic hair.
Right. His hair.
They threw pubes into the sun.
I was like, that's a little too curly for that to be. All right, y'all.
And it got to the sun quickly. You know, not 80 years or nothing. That thing got to the sun in a matter of seconds. You know, who knew we had the technology in the 80s? All right.
Lex Luthor did.
Right. Damn Lex Luthor. Yeah.
Hey, Chief, I'm sorry. One more thing. Wasn't Lex Luthor's nephew Ducky in that movie?
Yes.
Was.
Yeah.
No, Lex Luthor's nephew was Lex Luthor. What?
Yeah, man.
I see what you did there.
So we'll go to the 1 and 2 were excellent. Number 3 was great. Can you guess what it was?
Batman.
Certainly not the Godfather.
Nope.
Batman.
Nope. Blade.
Well.
I hated the Dracula in Blade.
Woo! Okay. That's 2.
I am looking at this movie like, yo, the dude who was the Blade 2 dude was more powerful than Dracula.
Right.
I just didn't get it. Blade beat this dude fairly easily. I mean, he had to take a sword, stick it up into his arm, and then take the sword out of his arm and barehandedly stick it through a dude's breastplate in Blade 2 to defeat the villain. Dracula, not so much. I didn't get it. I didn't. Could have been good. probably wasn't going to be good. Not just because we added the other cast members, just the simple fact that the Dracula character was just so bad. He was just so easily defeated, so bad. All right.
Trash. All right, 2 more.
Yep. Let me take a step from, I was going to go with Victor Freeze, but my man already covered him from Batman. So I'll skip over him, and I'll go to Smallville. Mm-hmm. Now, on my paper, it says most villains. Okay. But let's be honest, fellas. Most of the bad guys in that show were garbage. But a special episode that takes place, if y'all don't remember, when Pete turned bad for an episode.
Pete the boss.
I remember.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That episode was garbage. Bad Pete. That's what I named it. I don't know the name of the episode, but listen, man. This gosh damn. Here comes my dog with her squeezy toy. Bad. Whatever Pete was. Yeah, this Pete joint was just garbage. Smallville, most villains was garbage. I mean, all these people affected. It was always the same damn thing with the super rocks, with the green rocks. You know what I mean? Like every week, not a real threat, but a threat from the kryptonite rocks. And I remember thinking, like, Smallville is a town of how many people? How many people? It couldn't be more than 25,000. Let's just say Smallville had a larger population of 25,000 people. Pretty much 90% of the people were affected.
Yep.
It had to be. You know what I mean? And he just fought them every week. There should have been no one in the town left, dude. And then with everybody, nobody who got the green kryptonite used their powers for good. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was bad after they got their powers. Nobody said, hey, man, I got these powers. I'm going to use them to help people. Not in the town of Smallville, where the heartland of America and good old American values. No, sir. These cats here, man, they maimed, they murdered, they plotted. They were, I mean, there was even some collusion. I mean, it was horrible, dude. I'm like, nobody is good in this town? There is not one person who was like, man, I'm going to use my power for good. That rock man changed everybody. All right, so that's Smallville. And then last but not least, man, and bear with me on this, because I know we all watched a couple of episodes, but then the joint got canceled so quick, and I think the reason it got canceled so quick, because the villains were garbage. And that was Inhumans. So
Maximus,
my dude. Oh my God. I am like, this joint is garbage. I just remember, how could this be this bad? You know what I mean? It was just like watching a car wreck in super slow-mo, and there's an old lady or child just about to get hit, and you're just like, oh no! Get out of the way. You know what I mean?
I love the slow motion voice. That was great.
Yeah, that's how I gotta give it, man. So those are my calls right there. I just, like I said, I didn't understand the humans, the villains, and to the writers, which I don't understand. Here's the writers. Here's the thing: if you're a writer and you ever listen to our show here, there is comic book source material to look upon. You don't always have to imagine whatever. You can go to a comic book, crack it open, and guess what? There's a story there. So, yeah, Inhumans. And I am done.
Well done, Chief. J. King, are you ready?
Yes, yes, I am.
I'm looking forward to this list because I'm sure you're going to have some very eclectic selections.
Well, I have some. I'm not gonna say eclectic, but you know, we've all covered the in our 35, 40 years of you know consumption of media. We've seen a good vast array of bad performances in both television and movie medias for our comic book heroes. So we were going to cover a lot of bases, but the thing is, some of mine have already been covered. Like I'm going to start at 10 with Jamie Foxx's Electro. Chief did that one, and it was honestly Chief nailed it. It was like you always wonder, like when actresses go through their creative process and they're trying to tap into their characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was Jamie Foxx tapping into with Electro? Think about that performance.
He was an
What was he?
awkward guy who finally got some power.
Yeah, he could have tapped into that a little better though. What it seemed like is he was a guy that you ever see this movie where Jamie Foxx was playing a kind of mentally challenged guy that played the violin really well with Robert Downey Jr.
No, it
Of
looks
course.
stupid.
Yeah, of course. That's what he. It seemed like he was saying, okay, this guy, but as a villain in a comic book.
You're probably right. Wasn't he just coming off of that or something like that too? I mean, what was the
No, that
last
was
thing he
like
did before that?
nah. That movie was like after Ray, wasn't it? That was like
Yes,
another
that
Oscar
was
grab
this.
movie.
Yeah, exactly. Let me try to get another one of these. This is
Yeah, let
fun.
me try to get one of these things here. I
Oh,
like
okay.
this. So it was like he never. It was no source material. He didn't try to tap into anything but that, right? So that was a fail. Number 9, Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. Um, I've probably said this on. I have said this on the cast before. I couldn't stand Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor because he played him like this neurotic dweeb that was part Sheldon from
Big
Big
Bang.
Bang Theory,
Right.
right? You know, part part Riddler, part just creepy guy like let's say Robin Williams from that movie where he played the
1
creep
hour
that
photo.
you 1 hour photo man.
That
Chef,
was great.
chef is an encyclopedia. Yeah, it was like why is Lex Luthor a creep? I don't want him to be a creep. That Jolly Rancher scene, come on, man. We don't need that
That's
shit.
weird.
Stop it. It was weird. It was weird. You're being weird. Stop. Um, come on, man. Between Hackman's Luthor, I'm gonna tell you the best Luthor, in my opinion, in my lifetime, is the Superman animated series Luthor from
Yes.
from the WB. Yeah,
Clancy
that was the
Brown.
Fucking
yeah
genius.
yeah.
Nancy
He
Brown.
captured it. He captured it. Lex is a narcissistic bastard who's just very smart and has the money to fulfill all of his. You know, that's what I expect. That's what I
Donald
expected from Luke.
Trump.
He's Ted Wasanason. For my King of the Hill fans, he's Ted Wasanason. You know, he's a narcissistic bastard. I have the world at my feet, and I'm gonna let them know that you know you're all are beneath me, and that's just what it is. Not Jesse Eisenberg didn't portray that. He was just some dweeb.
Yeah,
Some creepy dweeb at that.
you are
Next
correct.
up, huh?
You are correct.
Thank you. Next up, number 8. This was a difficult one. I'm gonna go with Topher Grace as Venom.
You know, when Jace mentioned Spider-Man 3, I assumed he was going to
Mm-hmm.
go with Topher Grace.
Yeah, I did too.
Mm-hmm.
I did too. Topher Grace was bad,
It was
and
much worse than Thomas Hayden Church.
he was much worse than Thomas Hayden Church. Thomas Hayden Church's performance was like a guy that's. It's like being for me when I watched that movie. Looking at Thomas Hayden Church's performance, and I've always liked him, even when he was the dummy from Wings. He was
Yes,
even funny. He was
Lowell.
funny in that. Yeah, Lowell. Thomas Hayden Church in this movie was like it's like bringing you got if you're baseball fans out there, you're playing in an 11-1 blowout, and it's the sixth inning, it's bottom of the sixth, and they still got the starter in there, and his arm is like a spaghetti noodle. When you bring your lights out guy in there, your lights out relief pitcher, and he comes in there and he's just throwing strikes. That was Thomas Hayden Church. They brought him in there after they had already given up an 11-0 lead. This is over. This is over. Yeah, it's over. Stanton's got hit in the crotch with a baseball. He's not coming. He got hit in the crotch with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He's not coming back in the game. Aaron Judge is blown out his knee. You got no chance. Here comes, you have no chance. Here's this guy coming in to save what's left. That's what he did in that movie. But Topher Grace, back to him, he just sucked. And it was unusual because, for what it's worth, that's not a role for Topher Grace. Topher Grace perfected the Eric Foreman type of guy, right? He's funny. He's just the right kind of sarcastic and condescending, where he's not a guy you want to punch in the face. Like, you could be his friend. You could have a beer with that guy because he's funny. His Eddie Brock was just lame. Like, and then the haircut. Come on, man. He just gave him a douchebag haircut. They tried their best to make him look like the douchebag of the day, which was Dane Cook, I think. It's not working. It just did not work.
Douchebag of the day.
There was a douche. Wasn't Dane Cook the douchebag of the moment? Then, if my memory serves me right.
Yeah.
Same kind, almost the same haircut. Next up is Shaq and Steel.
Oh,
now,
man.
I know Steel was supposed to
That's a good
suck.
pull.
But Steel, what were we expecting? It's Shaquille O'Neal, damn it.
Right.
It's like when you go to Vegas and you get the $4 buffet. Hey, look, don't expect top quality. You pay $4. You pay $4. If you don't pluck at least a silver dollar sized cockroach out of that salad that you just peeled up, you consider yourself lucky. This was Shaq and Steel, and I'm one of the few people in the world that actually paid hard-earned money to go see this. Like a lot of dude, I've seen some stinkers. Mario Brothers.
I was a Shaq fan.
Me too.
My dad was like, "Oh, you want to see that?" I was like, "No,
no,
no, sir, absolutely not. I'm so good, Dad."
I forgot who I took one of my little cousins.
Video game.
I'll keep playing that terrible Shaq Fu game.
Wonderful.
No, Shaq Fu was great. But no, I took like my little cousins to see Shaq and Steel because they love Shaq. I like Shaq. He's one of my favorite athletes of all time. I figured, why not? And I knew it was gonna be bad because it's Shaq. I just didn't know it was gonna be that
terrible,
bad.
man.
No, Jeff, have you seen it?
Dude, come on, man. I like Steel and Shaq way too much to sit down and watch that movie.
All right, do yourself a favor, keep it up. That movie.
I won't tarnish my memory of either character.
No, it was, as Barkley would say, it was terrible. That movie was bad, and it wasn't just because the performances. It was because of how it was written, how it was shot. It seemed like they could only get a permit. It's like the city of Los Angeles knew this was going to be a dog shit sandwich, so they said you can only film at night. No daytime scenes. If you film any daytime scenes, they got to be indoors. We don't want anybody to see you filming this damn movie.
Not in our city.
not in our city. This is not gonna happen. So it's like the whole film was just dark. So yeah, Shaq Steel. Number 6 is David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury. In the what was that, dude? It was TV. It was a TV Avengers, wasn't it?
No, it was just a Nick Fury Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh my god, yeah, it was so bad. It was so
telling
bad.
you that correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was so.
I remember that shit.
You remember that? That was garbage.
It's supposed to be a movie that led into a show, but
yeah,
the movie was like, why are we even doing this?
Like, why are we doing this? Really, why are we doing this?
And do you remember the plot of that movie?
I don't. I really don't.
Wasn't he like infected or sick and he had to race to find a cure or some shit?
It was a race for a cure, but I didn't know. It was some little girl in it. It was a little girl.
Deadly virus that threatens the destruction of America. The covert agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. brings Fury out of retirement to fight the terrorists.
Right.
For America.
He had it. Right, America. And it was just like, wait, David Hasselhoff is sick trying to get a cure, and it just reminded me of like when Knight Rider premiered.
You know,
Remember that 2-hour
in
episode?
fairness, he looks like Nick Fury. And back in 1998, when
Yes.
they were just crapping out whatever, I could see them going, this is a good enough idea. Nobody
This is
cares
why
about
I
this
watched it.
combo stuff. Yeah.
That's why I watched it.
I can see
That's why I watched it. I'm not playing like he wasn't a great cast. It turned out to be a terrible cast in acting and everything else. I'm just saying his looks were like perfect. I'm like, hey, he
Right.
looks like Nick Fury in the comics.
This movie
Everything else,
features
nope.
This movie features original lips Lisa Rinna.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Original lips, Lisa Rinna.
Original lips.
But no, that it was so over the top and stupid. I'm thinking about the overall movie more so than his performance. It was just bad. He didn't help it, and all I could think of was Michael Knight with an eye patch. That's all I could think of. You don't have much time left, Michael. This next one counts
Number
as
5.
Number
Okay.
5 and 4 is Holly Berry as both Storm and Catwoman because she stunk in
Damn
both.
it, dude.
Do I really need to say anything?
Too.
I'm sorry, Gunna. I don't think I need to say any more about that.
Yeah. Enough said.
Good call.
You know what happens to a frog when it's struck by lightning?
Toad.
A toad. I'm sorry. A toad.
Get the terrible dialogue right.
Now, if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. You're right about that. Jeff, yeah, I don't think I need to go into it. If you haven't seen, folks out there, if you have seen neither one of those movies, I can't even recommend you seeing them to get a point of reference. Keep it up. Don't see that garbage.
I will disagree with you on one, but okay.
Which one? X-Men?
I'll get to it later. Go ahead.
All right. This counts as the rest of the list because and some honorable mentions because the whole cast of Batman and Robin. Hey, Jake, I disagree. It wasn't just on the
entire class.
The entire cast.
It is
Everybody.
not just Arnold. Arnold is actually the best part of the movie.
He really is.
Hamming it up. I mean, he's hamming it up, but it's like, okay, I can see him doing this because that's him in all his movies, making bad puns. Let's put him on ice. I mean,
put them on ice.
Arnold.
It's Arnold.
Everybody else, I'm like,
hey,
so you're gonna go with the whole cast for your 1, 2, and 3.
No one's safe. The whole cast.
Clooney, O'Donnell,
Silverstone, all y'all, Thurman, all y'all get the donkey. All y'all get it.
I can't argue with that one. All right, Gunner, you ready for your top 10, buddy?
Of course.
All right, what you got?
Number 10 goes to
okay.
Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor. Very nil, very whatever, doing his best Gene Hackman impression.
Yes, he was.
The end. Number 9, Ezra Miller as Flash, because there's no other way to say this but why. Next. This is why. Next, Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider. CGI helped him be number, not number, pretty low on my list. Let him be low, but yeah, no, I just couldn't see it. That's all. What did I say? 10, 8, 7. Ben Affleck as Daredevil. There's really nothing more to be said there either, honestly. Val Kilmer's Batman is my number 6.
Good one.
I mean, blonde hair, first of all. Second of all, please stop talking to your teeth through your teeth. I need you, when did that start for him? I just didn't understand. Was it when the Saint happened? I don't know. Whatever. When did that happen? I mean, I remember this cat as I'm Your Huckleberry. This dude played the hell out of a Doc Holliday, whether it's fictitious portrayal or not. He portrayed whatever was written there, right? Pretty damn well. There's too much source material, and I've never seen a Bruce Wayne with glasses. That was Clark Kent's spiel, and he wasn't arrogant. He was like, okay, but at least they showed the smarts. I got that part. That was good writing, but boy, did that acting just didn't match. Nothing matched. Nothing worked.
Very flat.
Very flat. Very Clark, but not really. If they were ever how some people get casted again as a better villain on another project or something, either Marvel, DC, or Marvel again or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
He'd be even though I would never want to see this movie, I know I'm on a podcast saying that, so I'm going to repeat it. Still never want to see this movie because I'll probably fall asleep. But he'd be a good Booster Gold. Then, now, I don't know what the hell he played. I don't know what the hell. He's pretty out of shape and old looking. I don't know who he played now. But back then, Booster Gold. I can see him as a Booster Gold. Anyways, but since he was Batman, he sucks, and he's on this list. Where was I?
Number 5.
5 and 4 are Halle Berry. I don't care which order you want to put it in. Storm, Catwoman, Storm, Halle Berry.
Okay.
It's 5 and 4. The end. Just no. If I got to watch a movie on mute for Catwoman, that means you probably didn't do a good job. And the plot was shit. Storm, I mean, this is like the best example of like the worst casting ever, honestly. Same movie as I just mentioned. Sabretooth goes by Tyler Mane, but his real name is something else, which should give you a damn clue anyway. He didn't say anything. He didn't do anything. He acted stupid. He's supposed to be the automaton, but that's not the character. Yes, the writing, yes, the direct, all that is probably more of the issue, but he still couldn't pull that off. Like he was just there. I was like, why? You're just there, and you're even empty there too. You know, and that fight, I was just like, you're not even trying. Like it was just weird. That Sabretooth was just terrible. I'm good. So I'm just throwing him on that list as like number 3 because it was just hard to watch that character. And whenever I rewatch that movie, it's like that's another one that sticks out pretty far for me where it's like, should be more. You should be more. Number 2, Topher Grace as Venom. That was the end of that dude's career. Like the end of your movie career starts now as you started your movie career.
Welcome to the
Right. They even joked about it on Ocean's 12. When he was damn near burning down Brad Pitt's character's hotel. He's like, I should have never left that show. Because they hinted about it in Ocean's 11, like, is it hard making the transition from whatever to whatever? And then after that, I was just like, oh, that's so funny because that's so true. You played Venom. Why? I don't know how you played Venom because you were my size. Like, you were literally like, what? Is he 5? Like, no, just no. So, and then number 1, John Leguizamo as Violator. Oh, God, and Spawn in the 90s. The greatest, 2 wonderfully terrible movies that should never, ever, ever be watched and taken seriously. Batman and Robin, whom we mentioned earlier in the show, and Spawn. Greatest soundtracks, great techno, trip hop, whatever soundtracks. Just terrible movies and casting. John Leguizamo would take the cake to me out of all of those, both of those movies. That's why I brought them up. Because at least I can hold on to something.
Okay.
When I think of Alicia Silverstone, when I think of George Clooney, who's like, please, come on. Like, that dude was like, well, we're going to erase this one from my book and do 50 other awesome movies after this. Chris O'Donnell, where he been? Right. Uma Thurman, we know what she did after that. Enough said. And then, who am I missing?
Kill Bill.
Yes. But who am I missing? Arnold? The Governor?
Yeah.
Cool. So Chris O'Donnell's the only, like, nil dude? Yeah, exactly.
He's
Whatever.
doing a TV show with LL, getting paid every year by CBS.
CSI money.
What show is that? Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, old people watch that. That's right. I forgot.
Old people love their CBS, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, what channel is that on? Oh, got it. Yeah, CBS. Cool.
Gunner, you know what's funny about that?
What?
I thought about Legs in that movie because he was going to be my number 1, but I knew we were all going to shred that one to shit, right?
Yeah.
What I thought about, though, was the fact that it may have been a few months. I think that was 97. So both of those terrible movies came out. Yeah, those 2 bad
97.
movies came out that year. So when I saw Spawn, I was like, I'm not expecting anything. John Leguizamo just in a fat suit with clown makeup. It's gonna be terrible. So maybe maybe I
I
wasn't
was
as
hoping
harsh
he could
on him.
pull it off because it
I
doesn't
was
take
too.
much to play Violator. You know what I mean? But he is a major character, and I'm like, oh, he really did what the, and it was he didn't even do the character justice. I'm like, oh my god, poor Michael J. Wright had to act aside this motherfucker,
Mhm.
dude.
Dude, they really tried to. He was one of those actors during the mid late '90s time. They were really trying to make happen.
All right, now it's my turn. Ha. I'm surprised that more of my list was not taken by you guys. So let's run through the ones
It's
that
just
were
so many,
not
dude.
taken. There were, but I was surprised that some of them were not. My number 10 choice, Vinnie Jones as Juggernaut. So terrible, so awful, and he may have won the prize for the worst costume.
I feel like there should have been rules, Jeff, because I mean, like, remember when we were talking about bad movie night very long time ago before we even started this podcast? Like, before you even started this podcast, like, when we said like, hey, no horror movies, like, because you can go down a rabbit hole of like Leprechaun 4 through 6, you know what I mean, or like all the like, because they all go through like 9, of those, right? So of course they're all gonna be bad, right? So we were like, yeah, like the X-Men movie characters. I
Like
feel like we should have
Storm,
like had like a.
Storm.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like because like X-Men 3 especially, like we
Yeah,
should really have excluded that
I
particular one.
limited my list to one crappy X-Men character.
Okay,
So
yeah, yeah.
Juggernaut takes my prize for crappiest.
Woof.
I don't have another one,
Yeah.
but my number 9 choice, Jennifer Garner as Elektra. Not only was it a case of ridiculous whitewashing, she was terrible. And after Alias, I thought she'd be really good, but even that stuff was bad. And she was bad in Daredevil, and she was bad in Elektra. One of the worst comic book movies ever. I'm only going to go with her Elektra performance since she at least had the decency to get killed in Daredevil. Spoiler. Next up, Matt Nable, who plays Ra's al Ghul in Arrow. He was the worst Ra's al Ghul. He had no presence. He looked like the guy who would take your coffee at Starbucks. That's his portrayal of Ra's al Ghul. And that's
That's so
why
funny.
Felicity punked him. And he lost all credibility the moment Felicity got in his face. And he just took it. So he's on the list for that. Next up, Dominic Purcell. Absolutely. The worst Dracula. He looked like he was sleepwalking from the coffin in that performance. And he was just terrible. There was just no enthusiasm. And it was awful. But I've heard all the stories about Blade Trinity. And yeah. So I don't know if it was just Wesley was just feeling awful or what. But Dominic's performance, terrible. Number 6, Mark Pillow, aka the Nuclear Man, from Superman for The Quest for Peace. Just absurd. He really has to make the final round because it's just bad. I'm going to stick with Superman theme here. Number 5, Jesse Eisenberg. His Lex Luthor was just ungood. And yeah, I mean, if that is the Lex Luthor that we get in this universe, it's just wow. Yeah. Number 4 on my list. Oh, I'm sorry, Gunner. I do have another X-Men person, but this is different timeline, so I'm going to use that asterisk. Jennifer Lawrence in any Mystique performance post X-Men First Class. Because after the first
Loud.
one, he was like, "I'm good on this series. I don't want to wear this blue makeup. I'm Katniss now. Hello, I make movies all on my own. I'm winning Oscars. I'm so good on all things X-Men. So absolutely her, because the only person that hated her in the X-Men movies more than her was me. Number 3 was going to be Halle Berry and Catwoman, but then I remembered what Halle Berry looked like in Catwoman, so I took her off the list and I replaced her with Jesse Rath, who plays Brainiac on Supergirl. He's awful. The costume's terrible. His performance is the worst. And He's absurd. So absolutely Brainiac. I know he probably won't make the cut, but he should. Number 2, Ezra Miller, the Flash, who all we need him to do was just save one performance, and he failed to do that. So yeah, you make the cut, Ezra. And my number 1 choice, without a doubt, Echo Kellum, aka Mr. Terrific on Arrowverse, because he's nothing.
Oh,
There's nothing terrific about him. He's just
no.
he's awful. He's so bad. He's just a black gay Felicity, and he's worthless and a true just disgrace to the cool character that is Mr. Terrific in the comic book. So you, my friend, are my number 1 worst comic book performance. All right, so now we've got our top 10. We put all our nominees out. I think without ranking, I'm just going to put them on here. Dominic Purcell definitely earns a slot in this top 10. Yes?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I knew he was going to make the cut as soon as Jace and Chief were like, yeah, he's there. Let's see. I think Ezra Miller also has to make the cut.
It's like 4 of us on that joint. Or 8.
I think it was 3 of us, but yeah, he earned it. He definitely earned it. Let's see. Before we have to start.
Leguizamo.
Yeah, Leguizamo.
Leguizamo. And I will second your Brainiac as an honorable mention, sir.
Yeah, I'm actually going to second it, putting him on the list.
I can't believe I put Halle. Halle was so bad, I put her twice, and I probably didn't even think about the CW shows, dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, because as bad as her performance in Catwoman is, at least it's Halle freaking Berry wearing that outfit. So, yeah. I mean,
perfectly so wearing that outfit.
Yeah, like every. I mean, that movie's terrible. It could be on the worst all-time comic book list, but Halle Berry's rocking that Catwoman outfit. And because I'm a dude,
it won some Razzies, didn't it?
Yeah, it needed to. It's a terrible movie, but
that's horrible.
I won't apologize. Halle rocked that outfit. So yeah, that's the only reason I gave that movie 1 point in my review.
Good call.
And I don't apologize for it either.
No apology for most straight men will not have you apologize for liking that movie for Halle.
I will not apologize.
But I'm not sorry.
I will second not putting her on this master list, even though 2 of us said it.
Well, that was for Catwoman. I will, however, happily endorse
putting her on
for Storm.
Yes.
Okay.
Because she doesn't wear that outfit as Storm.
And there are plenty of skimpy Storm outfits that have been drawn. Sorry, ladies. There have been, and you can totally put her in there at least. They didn't even do that.
Her last stand. I'm sorry. Don't strike that down. And the editing group. I said anything good about Last Stand. No. I just watched Days of Future Past. Her outfit in that wasn't horrible.
No, it wasn't. It was
but
pretty,
by then we've been like, it was actually, you're right. Yeah, that's a good point. And she got stabbed and thrown off a ledge.
I thought also you knew that would help.
You're gonna get triggered on that one. All right. So Jesse Eisenberg, would he make the cut too, Chief?
Yeah,
Javon?
that was shit.
Yeah, why not? Yes.
Why not?
Why not?
Indeed.
I would prefer all the Lex Luthors that we've been shitting on. I would throw him on under all of them, but over them on this list. Yes.
Okay. I want to make a claim. If we're really talking bad lists, we're really going to say I did not like Jesse Eisenberg, but John Shea. I would really.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I like to reiterate, John Shea was awesome.
Once again, if this is a Hall of Fame ballot, I'm once again putting his nomination up for vote. It's just horrible.
Hey, Chief, you and I were in agreement on Mark Pillow, the Nuclear Man, and Superman for it. He makes the cut, right, fellas?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
I concur. Let's see. Is there any other? Oh, Topher Grace.
Yeah.
Oh, Venom. Yeah, he was. Why?
Okay. Can we put Tom? I mean, no one saw Venom because I'm just like, I'm thinking of more
But
than
we
three.
haven't seen him.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, did three of us at least watch that movie just to have a representation of how bad that movie probably was?
I think Jamie Foxx also makes the cut then, since we have some agreement.
Yeah, Jamie made it across a couple of boards. He should be there. Topher, how many of us put Topher in our list? I know I did.
Two.
I did.
He at least got 2 slots. Now, fellas, we have now we have a tricky one because we don't have a consensus with our number 10, our final person. So look through your list and try to decide your person you're going to argue should be on this list. I've already got mine. I don't need to think about it.
I'm actually good. I'm gonna second. If I gotta go with one Arrowverse character, man, it's gotta be I think it's gotta be Brainiac 5.
He's already on the list.
Okay. Oh no, man.
Yeah, I seconded it, even though it wasn't on mine. I was like, I don't care if only one person said it. That is like a clear-cut case of the shittiest portrayal of all time. If that's not number one, out of all the people that we've mentioned, I'm sad to say I didn't even think of it. 1, 2, number one. He should be number one.
Yeah.
Can't think of another one that we've said that is that bad. John Leguizamo. Never mind. John Leguizamo. Never mind. I'm looking at my list and I'm like, oh wait, never mind.
I mean,
he's really up.
See, I would give Leguizamo a break. I give Leguizamo a break because Brainiac 5 has been on more than 1 hour of TV.
Yeah, that's true.
So we've seen him way more than John Leguizamo's clown.
Oh,
I mean, they're three. I think they're three really strong contenders.
All right,
I think
really strong. Hold on. Chief, who is the person you're gonna make a case for that should be the final person on this list?
Between the final person on the list?
Yeah. It can be any of the nominees you've heard so far or someone on your own list.
Well, we've already nominated Brainiac.
Right.
We've done him. We've done John Leguizamo.
Mm-hmm. Here, I'll run them through again. We got Dominic Purcell, Crappy Dracula, Ezra Miller, John Leguizamo, Jesse Rath, Brainiac 5, Halle Berry as Storm, Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor, Mark Pillow, the Nuclear Man, Topher Grace as Venom, Jamie Foxx as Electro. Leaving us with.
So, let's see. Who was
so many choices.
Jeff, I'm actually surprised you didn't mention Kate Mara from Fantastic Four.
They were all equally bad.
Or Jessica Alba. I'm also shocked we didn't mention.
No. She's also under the Catwoman rule.
Hey, she's beyond the Catwoman rule. I don't care because she's got other shit that she's acted good in, unlike Halle. So no, we will not do that to Miss Jessica Alba.
All right. The only movie I ever liked was the one where she was deep sea diving. Yeah, for obvious reasons.
Deep blue sea.
Yeah.
Was it her pinstripe?
No.
Pinstripe suit.
So on that list,
nobody mentioned Will I Am though. As John Ray. Nobody mentioned Will I Am.
Man, that means giving that movie more consideration than it needs.
Okay, you're right.
I mean, is he really the worst part of that movie though?
Yeah, I was like, I totally forgot.
That was Last Stand. Wait, nobody.
Origins, the
one. Those Origins.
Gosh.
There's so much wrong with that movie. Singling Will I Am out just seems wrong.
Like, hey,
I'm not gonna single out the black dude in that movie.
Are you gonna make him Gambit? No, man.
No.
Something else.
Yeah.
You know, Channing Tatum's Gambit probably would have made the cut.
All right.
Remy LeBeau. All right, I'm going to
Remy LeBeau.
Yeah, I'm making my strong case for Echo Kellum. He is awful as Mr. Terrific, and he plays him like Jimmy Olsen, which I do not like. Mr. Terrific is a cool character in the DC universe, and he plays him like a geek. Also, his magic changing, transforming hair, when it's super fro, then it gets braided every time he goes out to battle, which just defies logic.
It's not even slicked back; it's just braided. Like, do y'all understand the concept of braiding? So it's not, hey guys, I need to braid my hair real quick. Give me like
a fan of this
30,
show,
40 minutes.
right, a fan of our show. Me and him went back and forth about it on either text or Facebook IM or something. He was saying, he's like, maybe he's got Flash. No, wait, it had to be Kid Flash because, who else is going to be braiding the hair? And I said, well, you're probably right. And then the next season, Kid Flash has straight hair. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what the hell CW's doing with black people's hair. I'm just going to leave it alone.
They just decided to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Hey-o. All right, so that's my choice. Fellas, I put it up for your nominees.
All right.
Gunner, who are you going to choose?
Got a hard one here because it's like these are lead characters that were really bad lead characters. So I think we picked on the Batmans enough. So Val Kilmer gets a Doc Holliday pass on that one, right? We'll just leave that alone.
All right.
Ben Affleck as Daredevil. He's made up for it in other movies. Several. I mean, The Accountant alone. And up until The Accountant, how about that? His Batman wasn't terrible. I'll give him a pass because of bad writing. It's really hard for me to say. Like, extremely hard for me to say. So that leaves Nicolas Cage on my list that hasn't already been really nominated for it. Yeah, Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider.
All right, Javon.
Okay.
All right, Javon, what you got?
What was the question?
Who's the one that you're pushing for this last spot?
For the last spot, I mean, we've instituted the Halle Berry rule, which, hey, look, other than the outfit, she's bad. She's bad. I mean, shit. Come on now. There's other eye candy in the world. I would gun for Holly. I would gun for to be honest with you, other than Holly right now, there's no there was.
Well, we got her on the list for Storm. I mean, is she really
she
that
should be
bad
on the list for Catwoman. It was terrible. She was terrible.
Was it Javon? Was it you or Chief that said the whole cast of Batman and Robin?
Well,
you know
okay.
what?
No, it was me.
I think if we're going to be fair, we could put the whole cast of Batman and Robin. I think
the whole cast. And that's
fair.
That's fair.
Okay.
No, because I had an idea.
Okay.
The weakest link of that movie that you don't even think about really wasn't Uma Thurman. She's a good. I mean, everybody was quality acting, just victims of bad writing, right? Chris O'Donnell is such a nothing burger. I really don't care about him. It was Alicia Silverstone that surprised me to be that bad at acting despite the shit writing. Suit me up, Uncle Al. Fuck out of here, man. I got you. What the fuck is this? And you gotta understand, I was a huge fan of Alicia Silverstone, man. From the Crazy Video, Aerosmith, The Crush, all these joints, man. That was my homegirl. I was like, I'm gonna meet her one day. It was her and Aaliyah. I was gonna meet them, and whatever adolescent fantasy I had. Anyways, I'm telling you,
it's because she was cute. It wasn't because she was good at what she
did.
It's like Aaliyah. She was cute. It wasn't like she was the greatest singer.
Yeah, but she was kind of good. But there's worse out here now. But there's worse out here now. But I would say if we're gonna say the entire cast of, since that's a number one nomination, number two, I'll throw Alicia Silverstone out there as a really, really bad girl. When you think about all the bad girls that we've always seen and heard.
I can go along with that. All right, so we're going to put Alicia Silverstone as number 10.
Number 10. All right.
I can't think of anybody else at this point, right? Like,
yeah, we've gone through the really bad.
Was Dune ever a comic book series? The original Dune from '84.
It could have been adapted, but it's more of a.
I thought that was a movie more, and then it was a novel, right? Yeah. Right. It was a book.
But out of curiosity's sake, who would you have nominated from Dune?
Remember the floating baron? I remember, dude. I've never really technically made it through that movie either because of that dude. Because I was like, this can't be a villain. And I remember him just floating in the air, like sniffing the spice or something. And I was just like, I said, this can't be. I mean, he was a horrible He was horrible. You remember Ming the Merciless from the Flash Gordon when we was young?
Oh,
Yes.
Gordon.
no,
Yes, I do.
you're not talking about Ming, are
Dude, I am.
you? What's happening
Yeah.
here? What is happening here? You come on, come on. That scene alone. I mean, he's like, "Who are you?" and throws her onto the bed, and you have the audacity to mention him on this list. Come on, man. Come on, son.
I'm sorry. I'm
All
quiet
right,
for the rest of the night.
whatever. All right, no need
Oh.
to be quiet, fellas. It's that special time of the
Oh,
night.
so we decided on Alicia Silverstone for real?
Alicia's taking it.
Oh, because I had another nomination, but never mind. We good.
No,
We
we're
good.
gonna stay with her.
I'll move on.
Yes, we're gonna move on to Dummies of the Week, but this time I'm gonna handicap y'all. It's got to be somebody in Hollywood or sports. Chase, take it away.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Hollywood. I'm gonna use Hollywood-ish. Is music okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So I don't know if you guys have been seeing. I sent you guys the text message earlier today, but I don't know who hired my dummy. My dummy of the week is whichever person was on the attorney team for Katy Perry and Juicy J for Dark Horse because they lost a suit to a Christian rap group that their song Dark Horse was basically copying the melody of the Christian rap song. I've seen some people online just like, oh my gosh, you totally can see it. I'm like, are you kidding me? There is no similarities between these songs. It's just like, I don't know if you want to help the nice struggling Christian rap dude, but I don't think he's struggling because he won like almost won an award for best Christian rap song that year. But these songs sound nothing alike. Like everybody remembers how when you first heard Robin Thicke's Blurred Lines, you're like, man, I've heard that song so many times. That's Marvin Gaye, man. Get out of here. You better put a sample on. I mean, there better be a writing credit for that. But they didn't. And you're like, what do you mean? Did y'all think nobody was going to notice this?
I think it was a better case to sue the Marvin Gaye family because they didn't want to be accused of using that beat.
Jeff, if we had done the podcast, a couple of years ago, I would have easily put the Robin Thicke team was W of the week. Like, do you think a preemptive suit is going to stop everybody? But like, come on, bro. Like,
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, you forgot. Like it wasn't the Marvin Gaye estate that sued Robin Thicke and Pharrell all that for Blur Line. It was them who did a preemptive suit against the Marvin Gaye
so to prevent them from. Okay.
Yeah, to say, hey, we didn't steal the song. Come on. Like,
okay.
It was laughable.
It was like, all right, Pharrell, but have you heard? I used to hang out in. Have you heard that?
It's like that would be you're not. Yeah, there's no conceivable mention that y'all have not heard this. I mean, you've been to a black cookout. There was no way.
Okay, I want to stay happy. Let's go on with you.
No. Okay, yeah. So if you had heard the song, it was and I remember I've read a couple Facebook comments that saying, "Oh my gosh, you're totally like these totally sound like it's like you just want to hear them sound like it's like oh see this little one note it's like not even like 10 seconds of the song, but it's totally it's not similar, but we would like to help them say, come on guys, it's not even conceivable. So whichever lawyer couldn't get the expert witness to say these sound absolutely nothing alike is my dummy of the week.
I want to say it's God. I'm on the fence because we had a couple of people really wild out this week, man. The white dude, what's his name? The rapper Tom McDonald was rapping about the black experience. It's like, dude, if you're gonna rap about the black experience, I think it's prerequisite that you be black first. Um, with that said, I can't even put it to you. The dummy that pissed on the potatoes at the Walmart, who had to turn herself in because she
Not
got caught on.
entertainment. Otherwise, that would have going to be mine. But handicap rule, can't say shit.
No, please go ahead, please.
No, I'm not allowed to. Jeff said there's a handicap. I'm trying to respect the podcast.
All right.
If it's funny,
man, yeah.
Y'all go deep with these philosophical, deep discussions on race and politics after we've been talking for 2 hours about comic book casting. It doesn't quite work.
I mean, it's not
funny.
If you really want to think about it, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were really going in on when they created X-Men and Black Panther, so they do go hand in hand. Just saying.
Yeah.
I will say that people start listening.
See what I did there? I went deep on you anyway,
I'm like
using the good shit.
I'm pulling like Netflix. The numbers don't bear that out.
But, my question with this is why people going to Walmart and just, why are we licking ice cream,
why are we
mouthwash?
doing stupid shit? They got nothing to do? Like, do they need summer jobs? I mean, I know DC, I'm going about it. It's like, killed the summer jobs program a month ahead of time, but this ain't in DC. Like, what's happening?
People.
I don't get it. Like, where the parents at? Really?
Hey man, stop doing stuff for the gram, the Vine,
where the parents at? I mean, we weren't pissing on stuff. Not all of us anyway. And those that did, their parents were like really messed up also. Or I'm talking about the birds, man. I ain't going on that whole like, oh, where the fathers at? Nah, I'm talking about crazy white folks in the burbs doing crazy white folk things. Everybody doing it. Only white folks get away with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff.
I think we've gone beyond the parents because the parents are effed up. I think the parents are effed up. Effed up can't teach effed. Effed up can't teach right. Effed up can only breed effed up. I think where we at now is that the bar don't exist no more. We don't hold anybody to a social standard. There was a time when you would get your ass kicked for doing certain things out here in the world, where somebody would slap fire out you by another person. And you gotta be a parent, like somebody.
Oh, you're right. Another, like, what is wrong with you?
Like, what the?
Why are you pissing on the potatoes, man? Like, why
you licking the ice cream? You stupid? What's wrong with you? Like, it would be that. I think we at a point now where people are just doing whatever, and the bar don't exist no more. It's like, God bless Ali Mo, God rest his soul, man. Ali Mo gave an interview where he said, y'all rolling on the floor, man. Everybody out here shaking their ass. And that's really what he was talking about. Ball players doing the whole, and one mixtape, putting the ball under their shirt. But that goes across the board now. Y'all got the ball under y'all shirt, man. Y'all shaking y'all ass out here. It's the milkshake tour. Ain't no basketball being played. that applies to life now.
That's how sad that is.
It's sad.
Applies to life right now.
All right. My choice is Mario Lopez because he made statements on transgender children where he said it's dangerous as a parent to allow young children to choose their own gender. Now, regardless of how you feel on that, I think it's not smart and dummy of the week-esque to make that kind of statement as a host of Access Hollywood, where everyone is going to repeat it. So, like an amazing whiplash-inducing moment, he made an immediate statement saying he walked back his ignorant and insensitive comments, and now I have a deeper understanding of how hurtful they were. I have been and always will be an ardent supporter of the LBGT community, and I'm going to use this opportunity to better educate myself. Moving forward, I'll be more informed and thoughtful. Dude, is this like the handout that they give everybody?
I was about to say.
Everybody makes that statement.
I was like, why does that sound like you Googled apologies?
How to apologize when you piss people off. I am working to better myself. I'm like, dude, come on.
I
mean, my next comment right after you said
that's a dummy.
just Googled it, George?
I mean, It's like, dude, I mean,
You
honestly,
work for a supposed new entertainment news
yeah, a pretty
outlet.
liberal outlet. So,
Not
I mean, if you
anymore.
said it's on Fox News,
Hey,
so
yeah, he got a job tomorrow.
yeah,
He's good.
you'll be straight. But man, you
I
can't
might
say
get a
that.
promotion.
Right. You may get another show. I just don't
Back
think
to
that was pretty
Hollywood
smart.
of all places.
Yeah, I just kind of feel
AC
like
Slater is
Hollywood.
trash.
I mean, you can think whatever you want to say. I mean, little kids also say they're gonna go during the aliens. I mean, you can't necessarily go with what they say. However, I don't think you should say, "Hey, it's dangerous." So that is why he's a choice. All right, fellas. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for rolling with me. Thank y'all out there for listening. This episode of Lyle's Movies